All right, let's talk about fashion. But this isn't just about trends. Today, we're diving into how a global superstar, Park Jimin of BTS, is basically taking the fashion rulebook and tearing it up. It's way more than just the clothes he's wearing, it's about a massive cultural shift he's at the very heart of.
So let's just start with this one big question. What if clothes had no gender? I mean, really think about it. Imagine a world where you just wear what you love, without a his or hers section. Well, that's exactly the future we're going to explore. And you've got incredible artists like Jimin leading the charge.
Okay, so before we can really get into the revolution, we have to understand the rules that are being broken. Let's talk about fashion's invisible rulebook. You know, all those unwritten codes that have told us what to wear for, well, forever.
So at the very core of this whole rulebook, you have what we call gender norms. And really, all that means is these made-up ideas about what's appropriate for men and women to wear. The key thing here is these aren't like laws of nature. Nope, they're just ideas we've inherited that end up shaping everything, from how a clothing story is laid out to what we think when we look in the mirror.
And this really breaks it down, doesn't it? You've got the traditional divide right here. On one side, the so-called masculine look. You know, dark colors, sharp suits, pretty straightforward. And on the other, the feminine side. Bright, soft, flowy fabrics. For so long, these were like two completely separate worlds, and you just didn't cross that line.
So who's the one actually challenging this old rulebook? Well, that brings us right to the man of the hour. We're going to look at exactly how an icon like Park Jimin is using his massive global stage to just dismantle these old ideas.
And this right here, this is the core of it all. See, when you're an artist as visible as Jimin, fashion is never just about clothes. An outfit becomes a statement. It's a performance. It can even be a revolutionary act. Every single choice he makes is like a message being sent out to millions and millions of people.
And listen, we absolutely cannot overstate how huge this platform is. We're talking about BTS, a global sensation. Jimin is performing on a stage that literally reaches every single corner of the globe. That kind of visibility means his fashion choices, which are super deliberate and artistic, by the way, they don't just get seen. No, they carry some serious weight. They have the power to challenge those old rules on a scale that is just massive.
Okay, so how does he actually do it? What's the secret sauce? Let's break down the key elements of his style and see how he just so masterfully blurs those old-school fashion lines.
Just look at this list. These are the building blocks of his whole fluid look. We're talking lace, ruffles, pearls, sheer fabrics. I mean, for centuries, these were strictly in the women's wear aisle. But the magic is in how he wears them. It's never a gimmick, it's not a costume, it feels totally natural, like it's just an authentic part of who he is as an artist.
And hey, this isn't just fans like us noticing. The fashion world itself is paying close attention. Vogue put it perfectly, saying his styling transcends conventional gender binaries. Wow, think about that. He's not just breaking the rules, he's literally writing a whole new language for fashion. Okay, and this is a really, really important point we need to get. The goal here isn't to get rid of masculinity or erase it, not at all. It's about expanding the definition of what masculinity can even be. He's showing the world that things like strength and softness or structure and flow aren't opposites. They can actually coexist, and when they do, it's absolutely beautiful.
All right, so what happens when one artist starts making these waves on a global scale? Well, it creates a ripple effect, and that's what we're going to look at next, the very real, measurable impact his style is having on the culture. And this, right here, is where you see the real power. When a global superstar like Jimin just confidently ignores those dusty old rules, it makes it normal for everyone to experiment. It's like he's sending a signal to millions of fans, especially young people, saying, hey, it's okay. You have permission to explore who you are, to be yourself, and you don't have to be afraid.
And you know, this isn't just a feeling or a hunch. We can actually see it in the data. Check this out. Google Trends shows that searches for stuff like gender-neutral fashion literally spike right after a big appearance by an artist like Jimin. That tells you everything. He's not just part of the conversation, he's the one starting it. He is actively driving it.
All right, so let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway from this whole fashion revolution? And more importantly, what does it tell us about the future of how we express ourselves? When you really boil it all down, the core message is pretty simple. And it comes down to three things. Number one, true style is all about being authentic to yourself. Number two, clothes are just clothes. They don't have a gender. And number three, when you express yourself authentically, that act alone can inspire huge cultural change.
At the end of the day, that's what this entire movement is about. It's about building a future where your style is just that, yours. It's about finally moving past being told what you should wear based on some old, outdated rulebook and getting to a place where your clothes are just, well, an extension of who you truly are.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What does a future with zero fashion boundaries actually look like? Because if artists like Jimin are showing us anything, it's that future is going to be way more creative, a whole lot more inclusive, and just so much more authentic. Thanks for exploring this with me.